1, 2, 3, 4. 21st century protest songs. 21st century protest songs. 21st century protest songs. Hi, I'm Matt Hill and I'm a songwriter. And I love to write songs with people who wouldn't normally be writing songs. And you're about to hear some songs that we've written with a community here in Blackburn. Now, we called this project 21st Century Protest Songs. But what is a protest song? Well, everyone's got a different idea. I tell you what, have a listen to this conversation that was recorded in one of our sessions. The person you can hear speaking is Ben. He's a project manager that's been involved in putting this together.
Actually, it's if you ask 10 people, none of them might say, "Oh, that's a protest song."
No.
But then it's about current and past issues, and if that raises awareness, then it is almost a protest song. So I kind of like it that it isn't too obvious.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah.
of.
I think, like, for me, a good protest song is not like you can write a protest song that's like, you know, save the planet, or something. What does that, you know? For me, any good song, if it's going to be a good song, it's got to come from the heart.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I love country music, because it's truth. You know, Hank Williams described it as 3 chords and the truth, and that's, you know, that's what it is, and that's what this is. Although technically it's got 4 chords, 4 chords and the truth.
Oh.
So, none the wiser, really. When I talk about protest songs, I'm talking about songs that have a message, songs that speak from the heart and speak a truth. And during this project, I've been right across Blackburn and I've met all kinds of people and I've written songs with them. I've been to the Foodbank, I've worked at shelters that support people who are homeless, and an amazing drop-in centre called the Bureau, where they use art and creativity to give people a voice and help them express themselves. So let's start with a song that was written there at the Bureau in Blackburn. I went to one of their drop-in sessions and I met a couple of guys and we started chatting, and they were telling me about the last few years of their lives, and they both found themselves homeless through various reasons quite late in life. They talked about how difficult that was, and they talked about how cruel people can be and the bullying that they'd experienced. And out of that conversation came a few phrases, and one of them was, "I'm a square peg in a round hole," as this guy was trying to express how he didn't really feel like he fitted in. And so that became the start, and together we sat down and we wrote some lyrics, and then we started to put some music together. And before too long, we had a song. We just needed someone to sing it. Now, while I was at the Bureau, I bumped into Julie. Now, it turns out she's a pretty amazing singer. And like a lot of us, she'd had a rough time over the past few years, but she was more than happy to get stuck in, learn the song, and sing it for us. And the song you're about to hear was recorded here on the barge at Eanam Wharf, and it's called "Square Peg in a Round Hole."
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been abused, bullied and wrongly accused. Seems no one listens to me. They just don't see what I see. Oh, it's just that I don't fit in, and I got nowhere to go. Most folks just don't want to know. Got to thinking I'm a square peg, ooh, in a round hole. I've got the feeling I'm a square peg, all in a round hole. People trying to find faults. It's like the sugar and I'm salt. No one listens to me. Oh, they don't see what I can see. but I don't fit in and I got nowhere to go. Most folks don't want to know me. I got the feeling I'm a square peg. Oh, around, oh. I got the feeling I'm a square peg. Oh, around, oh. People seem so angry. They shouldn't take it out on me. I got a feeling, yeah, feeling. I got the feeling I'm a square peg. Oh, around, oh. I got a feeling I'm a square peg. Ooh, around, oh. I got a feeling, yeah, I'm a square peg. Got the feeling I'm a square peg. Ooh, around, oh. I got the feeling I'm a square peg. Ooh, around, oh. Ooh, yeah.
That's Square Peg in a Round Hole, written and performed by people I met at the Bureau in Blackburn. What I love about that song is it could be a kind of victim song because people are talking about they're on the receiving end of some pretty terrible behaviour from other people. But what I particularly love about what Julie brought to her performance is that there's a sense of defiance and a bit of edge to that. And that, yes, I am a square peg in a round hole and I am going to be proud of it because we should be proud of it. Here's Ben again, the project manager from Super Slow Way, talking about the process of writing these songs.
With all the songs we've been working on so far, how quick they've come around, but also how reflective they are of either individuals or the place. I mean, like this, having grown up in Blackburn myself, and like it rings true, and it really, and just music I generally listen to and like. It's the kind of genre that interests me in terms of it telling a story.
The next in our series of 21st century protest songs is a song called Home. I wrote this with a guy called Izzy. I met Izzy at a hostel in Blackburn, and we started talking about music and found we had some tastes in common. And I wondered if he was interested in writing a song, and he said he'd give it a go. So let's go into the room now where we wrote the song and have a listen to me and Izzy having a chat afterwards. And I just asked him what the song was about.
Just life, growing up. You know, it's not all fluffy clouds, is it? You know, pink fluffy clouds. You overcome speed bumps and stuff, don't you? You know, you experience them in your life. You know, this is just what life will like on the standards of council estate.
Yeah.
It's that simple, you know. And this is the life you get kind of brought into.
When I asked him about his favourite lyrics in the song, he went straight to verse 3 and quoted back the line, "Hustle and bustle inside the jungle, a muffled argument, a chemical smell." And he was talking about life in a hostel.
The hostel life, you know, you have to you have to have something about you. You know what I mean? To live in a place like that, and that's just like daily life. But you're so normalised to that way of living, you know, which it ain't normal in any way, shape, or form. But because of the circumstances that you know that you've come into, it's normalised to you, and you know that's what you just experience.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one. I'm not gonna lie.
One of the things that I love about this song is the vivid detail. I think what Izzy's managed to do with this song is really paint a strong picture of real life. Images like the thunder roar of a pit bike, staffies on the street. But before we met, Izzy had never written a song before. So I asked him what he felt about the songwriting process and how it had been for him.
I just couldn't believe we got it done so quick. I remember coming here the first time. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I don't know how I'm going to write a song like. You know what I mean? But we've done it. We have done it. We nailed it. Yeah. It was a really interesting process. Something that I never thought I'd ever do, but I've done. I said to you, it's like a side quest ticked off my box.
And we're about to hear the results of that side quest. When we first discussed this song, I asked Izzy what kind of music he was into and what kind of influence we should try and put into this song. And he said he really liked hip hop and he really liked country music. So we've tried to put a little bit of both in. This song is about the kind of place that could be anywhere in the UK. And it's the kind of place that's often written about in the media, usually by people who have never been there, and written about negatively. And what I love about this song is it's honest. And as it says in the song, it's not all good, but it's not all bad either. So pin back your ears and have a listen to another of our 21st century protest songs. This song is called Home.
Nicking bites with your mates, fix with a rush, through the back fields, down to the brook, from the roar of a pit bag, fix with a rush, past the pebble dashes, pushing our luck. It's not good, but it's not all bad, it's home. All I've ever known. It's not good, but it's not all bad, it's home. All I've ever known. Drum and bass by the harbour, 95's a retreat. A young mum in a dressing gown, staffies on the street. Jibs on the weekend, collecting tick from the weekend before, shotting crack and heroin, kicking through doors. It's not good, but it's not all bad, it's home. All I've ever known. It's not good, but it's not all bad, it's home. All I've ever known. Hustle and bustle inside the jungle, shady characters, shady place. Beautiful people with a heart of gold, look past their face. A muffled argument, a chemical smell, oh the berries from the night before. Billing posters painted beige, my compact estate. It's not good, but it's not all bad, it's home. All I've ever known. It's not good, but it's not all bad, it's home. All I've ever known.
Next song is called More Than Enough, and it was written with a remarkable group of people that I met at Blackburn Foodbank. Now back in 2010 there were about 35 food banks in the UK, and now there are about 3,000. We've got more food banks than we have libraries. Now I think it says a lot about us as a nation that we're not prepared to let our neighbours starve, and that tens of thousands of people give money and time to keep food banks going. That's the kind of community we are. But the fact that we even have them in such a rich country is, I think, a bit of a disgrace and something that perhaps we should be ashamed of. And those mixed feelings were quite clear when I visited Blackburn Food Bank and talked to the staff and volunteers there.
Obviously we shouldn't exist in this country, but they do. And what's wonderful is all the volunteers, all the paid workers just sort of work so hard together to make the people that use it feel welcome and feel that, you know, they're there to support them, get them through what is often just, you know, many cases a temporary glitch in their lives. And that's, I think, what people need to remember. It can happen to anybody that you can get in a situation where you need to use the food bank.
These days there's more and more notice of these places, food banks on the news, so people are becoming aware of it. They shouldn't be. The thing is, the truth is they shouldn't exist, but they do. Yeah. But they have to. Yeah. And it's not a matter of food. I mean, there's more than enough food, you know, like I've said before, but money, that's what there isn't. That's what the shortage of.
I like songwriting that's rooted in real life. And so when I'm starting a session like this one at the food bank, I would start with a discussion. And some of those ideas that came up, you know, that this could happen to anyone, that we shouldn't have to do this, but we are going to do it. And there's more than enough help there for people. Those ideas began to form and be part of the song. And it was really clear to me what a difference the food bank is making to people's lives.
I think the food bank makes a massive difference, especially in the Blackburn community with the work that we do. It's not just a case of taking a food parcel and then not hearing from us again. We really do try and support all around with whatever it is that someone might need from us. And I think we do make a big difference to people's lives.
And that difference was something that I really wanted to capture in the song. And so from those initial conversations, we pulled out a few ideas and started to form them into lyrics. And amongst the people in that group were also musicians, people who play guitar and piano, and so ideas came about the music, what key it should be in, what kind of tempo it should have. So before too long, we came up with a song.
I mean, like the reason for working here, it's all come into this song, because you see people are struggling, you know. You do see another half.
I'm amazed it come together so quickly. I thought it'd take longer. I thought you'd already got a tune in mind. Just put some lyrics to it. But it's come, yeah. I didn't think it was that quick to write a song.
It's honestly been amazing. It feels really good to see what it started out, which was just words and a discussion, and now a proper song. And to get more people involved has been really nice.
So what you're about to hear is the collective effort of around 15 people whose lives have been invested in Blackburn Food Bank. Some staff, some volunteers, people who have had to use the food bank themselves. And together we formed a band to play the song that we'd written. And we were lucky enough, we had a couple of people who could play keyboards. We had one woman who was really amazing at whistling. And we've had a couple of fantastic singers. So we put those up front. And what you're about to hear is the sound of us in a room. Again, this has not been done in a recording studio. This is just us playing the song for you. And this is a message from the Blackburn Food Bank to the local community to say that we're here for you and that there is more than enough.
2, 3, 4.
More than enough to support you through. There's more than enough till horizons new. There's more than enough. It could never be me. You're only a paycheck away. It could easily be you if your walls indicate
This next song comes from some sessions that I did at Nightsafe. Nightsafe is a Blackburn charity that supports young homeless people. And I spent a bit of time there hanging out, seeing what they do and getting to meet people. And one of the people that I met there was Jordan. And we talked about music and he said, I already write songs. So I asked if I could hear something and he did this. I grabbed some recording equipment. I said, would you mind doing it again? I picked up the guitar, I gave him a bit of a beat and off we went. And that's what you can hear now. A spontaneous performance of something that Jordan himself had written. So I claim no credit for this. He'd already worked on this. And I really love his rhymes. I like his inventiveness with the language. And I like how truthful and honest this piece is, telling his story about his life. And I asked him what it's called, and he said it's called Life Story. And my favourite line comes right at the end. I'm not a victim, I'm a target.
I see my life right now, it's like a puzzle. You pick up all the pieces, guarantee you'd see the struggle. My mum lost the house and I was getting into trouble. I'm on the verge of popping, I'm feeling like a bubble. Or I might just float away, cause we're surrounded by jokes and hate. And we no longer look up to old folks today. Instead we're on the road, trying to make a bit of change. Running up and down the block, shutting weed, shutting rock. You might think that you're never gonna get stopped, but there's a risk, so you may as well just find a job. I was on the road making pee, whilst you was on the rob. I tell you piece by piece like corn on the cob, and it's hard knowing. My mum lost the house and now she's living in a room. I hope she gets up on her feet real soon. Now living with my dad, always getting into shit at school, yeah, and it makes him really sad. All I wanna do is try to make him glad, but it's hard cause the last 3 years of my life have been mad. As time went on, things started going wrong. So I picked up the bong, wrapped up a Cheech and Chong, but I beat the habit. It was like trying to catch a rabbit. I just had to seize my chance and grab it. So put me in the booth so I can show these MCs a bit of vocal proof. I make the spotlight shine through the roof will start shining. I'll make you see clearly, cause I'm a diamond. I'm as unique as dynamite, and I'm gonna catch a dream so you'll see me climbing high. Hearing the lies is what I hate, cause watching out for the snakes is what I f***ing despise. I can tell you what they're gonna try, beat up your ass, I ain't ever tryna lie. It's happened to me plenty of times now. I guess I got plenty of rhymes like this one. They say the home is where the heart is, but what if I was heartless, surrounded by the darkness, like it's harmless. My feelings are the hardest. I'm not a victim, I'm a target. I'm not a victim, I'm a target.
That's Jordan with Life Story. The final piece you're going to hear is a song called This Place. And it was also written at Nightsafe, the charity that works with young homeless people. I went there for several sessions over a few weeks and I met loads of different people. And the song emerged initially from a conversation about the kind of songs that we liked. Songs that were real and true to life. And one song that got mentioned a couple of times was called Welcome to Preston by an artist called Skeps. So we used that as our inspiration and we said, well, let's call ours Welcome to Blackburn. And over the sessions that evolved and became the song This Place. And it's a song about Blackburn and about young people's experience of living here. Once we had the lyrics, I sat down with a guy called Kyle and I played a few chords and he looked at the lyrics and then out of nowhere he sang this melody. This is all Kyle's work. He came up with this really beautiful melody and that's him you can hear. Now this recording was done at dinner time and it was done in the main room at Nightsafe, and you can hear in the background, if you listen carefully, you can hear people chatting, there's people getting dinner, there's plates clattering, but I really like the atmosphere and the busyness of it as we sat down to play a song in the middle of all that chaos, this beautiful song, This Place.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This town is on its knees, community in the trees, blinded by the darkness that's living on the streets. Never known the feeling of playing in new cleats. To survive the madness, be quick on your feet. quick on your feet. This place, this place, this place is ours.
Then we go into this next bit.
This place will make your head turn, make your stomach up and churn. Get a vital sign on your headstone. When you ever gonna learn? Look into the future and take a turn. If it gets too sticky, things might burn. Baked bean nuggets make your head spin. When you ever gonna learn? This time, this place, this place is ours. This town's full of fiends, so pop your pills and watch your teeth. Broken families, broken dreams when it comes to ends meet. Getting jumped at night time like it's trick or treat. To survive the madness, be quick on your feet. Quick on your feet. This place, this place, this place, this place.
I don't know how to end it, but yeah. 1,